Oh, everybody. Don't ask why I'm laughing, my body just feels weird right now. I'm feeling. Really fucking. Anyway, let's continue where we left off. December. Start of December. Newest chapter. I'm getting ready to go to the market when I hear a car coming up the lane. I think immediately of Frank, who said he'd be back very soon and must be eager to see me. To my surprise, a large black sedan parks in my yard. When I see a large grey-haired figure emerge from the driver's side, I realize it's Maltair. To be honest, more than 1 month of the cocktail party had given up waiting for him. He waves to me, goes around the car, takes a big file from the passenger seat and walks in my direction. He brandishes the file like a trophy. What voice did I give him? Old man voice, probably. Good morning, Daphne. Yeah, that's definitely the voice. As you can see, my daughter and I have been working very hard. I'm listening. Thank you for giving me a little of your time. You'll see, it's a very attractive project. We're gonna say no regardless, but sure try it. The general idea would be to open the tower to the tourists during the summer season. We could do guided tours, and there's the library. You mean there's a library inside the tower? Oh, didn't you know? Haven't you been inside the tower? Interesting. Meaning? Never mind. Would you mind if we go inside? It'd be more comfortable. It's rather chilly today. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Mr. Burton walking up the lane, a rifle in his hand. Thanks for that. Hello, Miss Daphne. Mr. Maltair. Stands at my sign, gun in hand, as if ready to use it. Good man, good man. I love this man. Are you right? I hope Mr. Maltair isn't bothering you. Listen, Gerard, I was just chatting with Mr. Latour. Would you mind giving us some privacy, please? Okay, Mr. Bertin. Okay, Mr. Burt. We hear a car coming up the lane and direct our attention to the entrance of the yard. Mom? It has to be our mom. She's the only one missing in the picture, and it's the only woman that could it be. Because not blonde hair, so it's not one of his family. A small rental car drives in and parks near the front door. A tall, middle-aged woman climbs out of the car and walks towards us with an assured pace. Mom? I can see it's high time I got here. Looking at East Maltair, she says. Hello, Daphne. Gerard? Yes, madam. Please fire a warning shot, will you? Mr. Bertin looks at me, waiting for confirmation. Don't react, he complies and fires into the air. Smile gone. Eve watches my mother warily. Look, Sophie, be reasonable. Would you, we haven't seen each other in 30 years. You really want? Completely ignoring Eve's Maltair, my mother turns to Mr. Bertin. Gerard? Yes, madam. I authorize you to fire the second shot at Eves if he hasn't left the property within 30 seconds. Very well, madam. I love the situation so much right now. Then, please take my luggage up to the yellow bedroom in the West Wing. Of course, madam. Oh, and send Gilbert over, please. I'd like her to make us a coffee. I need to talk to my daughter. I follow Mom into the living room. A few seconds later, we hear tires squeal in the courtyard, then the sound of the engine fading into the distance. Did you get my letter? Yes, then in September. As you can see, I'd already accepted the inheritance. Ah. Why did you warn me? I don't understand. Why did you want to warn me? Are you kidding? I arrived here to find Yves Maltaire in the courtyard, and you asking me why I warned you? Came back as fast as I possibly could, but it seems it was already too late. What were you doing in Asia? When you got your scholarship and your life was like, you didn't have to worry about your future any longer, so I decided to go back to school. What? What do you mean go back to... Oh. According to him, you haven't seen... Are you a teacher? Because you're like 40 years older than your dog. Yeah? What? I see. I did enough of going from one crappy job to another, so I took a correspondence course on international trade. 2 years ago, I was hired by an investment bank to offer me a promotion, better to move to Hong Kong. Since you got your ties with me, I thought you were safe. At least, safe from these family issues, so I agreed to go. How could I have known your grandmother would pull this trick on me? Even from her grave, she's still a nuisance. Sent you the letter as soon as I heard your grandmother was dead. The family notary contacted me about it out of courtesy. I wanted to take a leave of absence, but I was working on a big deal and my bosses insisted that I stay up until we signed. Obviously, it took a lot longer than I would have liked. Something doesn't add up. You were the direct heiress, so you should have been the one to succeed. Shouldn't you? Your grandmother made me sign a paper stipulating that I renounce the inheritance when I left the village. I thought it would protect you too, but I'm not a lawyer, and knowing your grandmother, she must have found a way to bend the law to her liking. Knowing her, she would have guessed it would happen that way. You'll have to explain. Grandma seems to have planned everything to make sure I got the house, but you're telling me I should have refused the inheritance. I know there are strange things going on here, and this quarrel with the Maltaires. But don't you think I had the right to know my origins? I didn't think you grasped the gravity of the situation. Until now, Yves didn't know you existed. Now he knows who you are, and that changes everything. Well, I had a feeling already, like a long time ago, but her mom saying this makes me pretty sure that Yves Maltaire is actually our father. Which makes his family life a little bit more complicated, but alright. Wait. But if Yves and that would make Stan our half-brother. Wait. Yeah, Stan is the Maltaire, right? What's our boyfriend's name? The guy who we actually want to date? Bruce? Bruce Wayne? I don't know. Not Batman, but something like that. Brian, right? Brian. I'm Tekken. Sure. Tell me then, why did you cut me off from the rest of the family? Why did you put so much effort into keeping me in the dark? Fine. Listen to me carefully and be honest with me. Can you? I'm not in agreement. Have you been having strange dreams? Yes, I've almost... What is the right? Yeah. Yes, been having a recurring dream about a sphinx and a kind of creature. Oh, I knew it. But it cuts me off if I can continue. Have there been strange accidents since you arrived here? Didn't do it on purpose. Yes, it's happened, but how could I have known I was capable of that? It's worse than I thought. No one told me. She waves her hand at me, impatient at my excuses. Another thing. Have you found the entrance of the tower? No, I haven't. No one was able to tell me where it was. Good. What do you think is inside? Source of magical energy? I'd rather see for myself. I have some fear of this, but I'd rather see for myself. Ah yes, I was forgetting a scientific mind you need for proof. Only trust what I see. Sorry, I'm drinking. And certainly, that's your best defense against what's happening in the village. I hadn't noticed the entrance, but Miss Martin is here with some coffee for us. Little bird. Yes, yes, madam. Tell Gerard to come to the basement. Very well, madam. Will that be all? No, tell him to bring a pickaxe, please. Follow Mom to the basement. We go through the wine cellar, then we take a corridor. We go through one small room, another filled with stacked up old furniture. Oh, I see the entrance. Just have to bring down that wall. An old tapestry depicting a hunt almost entirely covers the wall in front of us. I don't remember finding this room during my expeditions to search for the tower entrance. Do you feel it? I move closer to the wall, wondering what my mother is getting at. And I do. Feel an almost imperceptible vibration that sends a prickle of goosebumps across my skin. Yes, some sort of... The words swell up in my mouth as I turn toward my mother and read the profound sadness in her gaze. Just as I'm about to speak again, we hear noise from behind us. Ah, here comes Gerard. Gerard, can you take down the tapestry, please? Mr. Pentine complies in the hurry to help him. Let Gerard do it, Daphne. You'll get dirty. Mom, you're pushing it. Mr. Pentine is not your slave. Yes, you're right. Hardly arrived and I'm back to my old ways. I'd left everything behind so that he wouldn't be raised with these horrendous values. Excuse me, Gerard. I'll be more considerate. You know, my little bird and I are happy to lend a hand, and we're not doing it for you, but for your daughter. Just don't forget we are retired. We're not as strong as we were. We moved the tapestry to the other side of the room. Mom and I on one side, Mr. Pentine on the other. Did you break the wall here, Gerard? He points to a spot in the middle of the wall. There's some planks behind the plaster. Shouldn't give you much resistance. A few minutes later, the planks that hit the entrance of the tower have been torn away, revealing a wooden door. Wow. Never would have guessed the door was there. Mom opens the drawer of a nearby cupboard and takes out a large, ornate key. Do you want to see what's inside, Gerard? Oh no, madam. I'll have plenty of time to look later. You must have a lot to discuss with your daughter. I'll head back to the lodge if you don't need a man along. Of course. Thank you, Javad. Mr. Bettine gives us a nod. Oh, and Javad? Yes. Thank you for taking care of Daphne in my absence. We entered the tower, and after climbing a flight of wooden stairs, we come to a large room plunged in shadow. Mom takes a candle brought from her table and lights a candle with the matches that have been left next to it. Then she proceeds to light the other candles around the room until a soft light gradually illuminates a large circular space. The floor is made of huge granite stone carved with interlacing geometric shapes. Celtic origin is obvious in the patterns used in the way the ornamentation has been done, but they are very well preserved in contrast to most ancient ruins exposed to centuries of bad weather. The walls are covered with shelves loaded with documents, books with leather covers, and scrolls rolled upon themselves. We're silent for a while, Mom says. This is your inheritance, Daphne? What are all these books? This is the memory of the village. The most ancient ones were written by our ancestors 1,000 years ago. The tower was built on the site of the old place of worship, because there seems to be some kind of magnetic field that helps preserve them. Yes, feels like this place is special. There's a strange quality in the air here. Is that why there's almost no dust and no moisture? Exactly. You're on the side of an ancient place of pilgrimage, a place where they performed the miracles. When the country was colonized and the inhabitants were forced to convert to the new religion, the religion closed in upon itself. Our ancestors built a tower and began to compile all the oral knowledge of the old times. The Delatours, the order of the priestesses, welcomed the representative of other cults. They came from everywhere, escaping persecution and doing what they could to ensure that their knowledge wasn't lost. To sum it up, we're in one of the largest libraries of occult knowledge in the world. We turn in silence to the living room. The atmosphere is oppressive. I feel like what just happened will have a huge impact on my future. Mom takes an armchair. I sit on the sofa. You understand why Ismaltea must not at any price get in the tower? He already has the whole village on this farm without having access to the archives. I don't know what he might be capable of if he could tap into all the knowledge contained in the tower. Exactly. Generations and generations, the Delatours have refused the Maltese access to the tower, and for good reason. But until now, it's been a losing battle, and several generations since the Delatour has been able to perform the miracles. That's why I left. I didn't want to leave. Didn't want you to live in this perpetual conflict. Why do Weird. Why do you think I could change things? Deep down inside, I always known you were different. I tried to protect you as much as I could. Didn't want you to carry this burden. If you'd stayed in the village, Grandmother would have raised you as if you were the Messiah. I wanted you to be able to choose your own path. I'll avenge our family. I have all the cards in my hand to avenge our family. The Maltese must pay for what we've done to us. Are you sure? A family has a duty to preserve the old knowledge, and a duty to protect the area. You're the first Delatour in over a century you can take up the torch. All you can think of is revenge? Of course I'm not in any position to preach, but it's my duty to warn you before you commit an act you might regret. Starting down a lonely, difficult path, I'll do my best to help you. But enough about all that. Tell me about your life, about everything I've missed. Mom and I stay there for a long while, in the living room. Well, she was not there for when I lost my daughter. My child. Would have been a boy or girl. I was never confirmed. Well, when I lost the baby. It's probably the most important thing about me and Frank. That's his name. Frank, yeah. But Brian. Don't know where I got Brian from. No, it's Frank. That he's back in our lives, and the other guy is flying with us and so on. Then I go to pick up some groceries at the market and prepare dinner together, both of us enjoying this renewed affinity. A couple of days later, I'm at the bakery getting some bread. Just as I've paid and I'm leaving, I find myself face to face with Celine Maltaire and her son. It's a moment of surprise, and just as I'm about to greet her, she lets loose a torrent of yelling. What is this about, but alright. Oh, well done. Glad I bumped into you. I haven't had the chance to congratulate you on the classy way you welcomed my father. Try to be nice. He even agreed to have coffee with you, despite the reputation of the Delateurs. And 2 weeks later, you greet my father with a rifle? Lucky my son's here at. What do you mean, I? Don't you Maltaires ever get tired of making all these unfounded accusations? Why don't you think for yourself for once, instead of believing everything your father says? I thought we could be friends, but I'm afraid I've been wasting my time. I've been working on that file for a whole month, and you don't have the decency to give my father just 10 minutes of your time to hear what we've prepared. It's me who's the bad guy? Look in the mirror, Daphne. Honestly don't know what my brother sees in you. She turns away. Attitude hurts, especially the way her father's manipulated her. What a shame. She's the only one I liked of the family, to be honest. Now she's a bitch too, now we'll kill the entire family. When I get back to the castle, I find Mom reading on the sofa. Tell her about my confrontation with Celine Maltaire and how unfair I thought she'd been treating me like that. Then I tell her I'm going out to get some air, then I need to think to come down. Out of the blue, she takes me in her arms and holds me tight. Enjoy the moment of affection. So rare from her. I can tell she feels bad for me, for the burden I've decided to carry, and the unjust enmity of the Maltaires that I have to cope with. I put on a scarf and a coat, cross the outside, smiling yet invigorating. Beautiful, sunny, winter day. Which makes a change from the fog and showers we put up with all through November. I wander through the forest. I'm lost in thought and realize my feet have brought me to a small clearing with an oval pool at the center. I shiver. Has the temperature dropped? Snow is falling again. I realize the dye is dying. The dye is dying. Well, my reading today is just not on point. I don't know what the frick is wrong with me. I realize the day is dying. The last rays of sunlight as it is. Just burp it out, Sonny. Burp it out. Oh. Now I should be able to talk. I realize the day is dying. The last rays of sunlight are disappearing behind the treetops. See? All I needed to do was burp. I know I should turn around, go back to the castle, but it's too dark to see. Am I dreaming? Can't look away from the pool. Draw closer and closer, until without noticing, I am in the water. The icicle pierces my feet like 1,000 needles. The pain seems almost unreal, as if I was in a dream. I go a little further. I know it's a bad idea, but Can't stop myself. The water's up to my knees. I look at my reflection in the pool. There's nothing strange about this, Daphne. White as a sheet, sending a feverish stare back at me from the surface of the pool. Then suddenly, I'm overwhelmed by the void, and a biting liquid cold enfolds me. For a while, the darkness is complete. I'm in some kind of downy cocoon. The heat and the scent of wood fire flood my senses. I hear distant voices, but I'm unable to move. I was lucky I found it there, if I hadn't gone hunting. Bring me back, Gerard. I've been very sick. I left 3 hours ago. The night? Did you call a man, Frank? Yes, I've spoken to him. He's coming back as soon as he can. Madam Sophie, come here. I think she's waking up. You gave us quite a scare. What happened? I was walking, just turning for home, and Gerard found you in the forest. You were unconscious and you had fallen into freezing water. We were lucky to find you so quickly. Next to Mom, I see a mustached man in a suit, snaps his briefcase closed and says, "Well, I'll be going, Miss Delator, if you don't mind. I've been very lucky, it could have been much worse." Thank you for coming so fast, Dr. Zakarian. As for her knee, it's a fractured kneecap. It's nothing to do but wait for it to heal. Mustn't overuse it, but it may take several months. You'll certainly have some trouble walking. I don't know, I don't remember the voice, I'll go get the grandmother's walking stick from the hall. 2 or 3 days of complete rest and she should be back in the field. Here, I've signed you a sick note for work. Thank you, Doctor. Virtually realized that they're talking about me. I'm in the living room. There's a blazing fire in the fireplace. I'm wrapped up in a heavy mohair blanket. I sit back on the sofa, and I put a foot on the ground to stand up. Feel a dull ache down my right leg. Careful, miss. You'll hurt yourself. The doctor said you had to rest. Leave. Something's wrong with them. Presumably, woman after the man should blurt out, "I think I will stay on the sofa." I lie down again and instantly fall in a dreamless sleep. I come back to my senses. The fire's almost out, save a few glowing cinders at the back of the fireplace. The cold light of early morning comes through the window. Mrs. Bettina asleep in an armchair opposite me, wrapped up in a blanket. I hear noises from the kitchen. I put my feet on the ground. I can still feel the dull pain as I try to get up. A walking stick with finely worked brass pommel has been placed next to me. Leaning on it, I manage to drag myself to the kitchen. Mom is making herself a coffee, back turned. Mom? Daphne, you shouldn't be. She stops and reads the sun right in the eyes. Daphne, your hair. Turn sideways to look into the mirror above the chest in the hall and discover with horror that several strands of hair around my face have turned grey. A few days later, I see Dr. Zakarian again. He allows me to go back to work. Confirms I might have difficulty walking for some time. Depressing news. Don't like finding myself so diminished. As for my grey hair, it tells me it's a consequence of the shock I experienced. That it's a relatively rare phenomenon, but there's no need to worry about it. I know what my problem is. I'm reading too fast. Aren't I? Like right now, I'm just going like. See, creative as should be. bum, bum, bum. Down, down. Do, do, boo, do, 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 boo, do. Do, 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 do. I end up singing the entire thing. I admit, I haven't thought much about it. All I've gone through recently. I guess I'll probably end up dying it. I had Frank on the phone, but he seemed to have other things on his mind. He seemed worried about me though. He told me he would be back and that we'd have to talk. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know what he's preparing, but I'm uneasy. When I go back to school, a man in a suit is waiting for me in front of the classroom. He introduces himself as Mr. Müller, National Education Inspector. So, I was unsure where we were, but we're somewhere in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, because Mr. Müller? Wait. I don't know why I had some Italy or France vibes. But, okay, the Delatours? No, doesn't sound German at all. And what were the other family? Also doesn't sound German, but Müller is the most German freaking name you can pull in the game. Actually, it's the only German name in the game, I'm not sure. He proceeds to take a seat at the back of the classroom and begins to take notes. My thoughts are elsewhere and I lose the thread of my explanation several times. Sensing his condescending gaze on the back of my neck and his irritation with my every word until me focus. I hope that seeing me with my walking stick might make him more lenient, but it doesn't seem to touch him at all. At the end of the day, Müller gives me a severe scolding, waving his arms and yelling that he had never seen anything like this and that there would be consequences. Fortunately, I don't have much to say in my defense. I let the storm blow over, trying to curtail the unpleasant moment as much as possible. When I get into my car to drive home, I'm fuming. As I drive into the yard, I see Frank's van is already there. Duval? Repente. Reparation. No, it has to be French. It has to be French. Definitely French. I'm glad he's back. It's been away a long time. Get out of the car. See him waiting for me in the doorway. Daphne? And okay. Can we just take him home to appreciate how great she actually looks with that hairstyle? Like that gray down there and the red, the like kind of weird purplish red. Like the, it's chef's kiss. And with the blue eyes, chef's kiss. Like that hairstyle, chef's kiss. Oh my god. Absolute chef's kiss, absolute cinema, absolute hair dreams. Holy Jesus. I love that hairstyle. Honestly. Let me just see if I can take a screenshot of that. Yes, I can. Hell yeah. Alright, let me just spam my friends real quick. Hello, Frank. We need to talk. Follow him into the living room. You can see he's furious. I haven't seen him in this kind of cold rage for a long time. Not since the day I took my things and left him 6 months ago. Our relationship is at a turning point again, and I need to choose my words carefully if I want to avoid the scene. A ran into your mother. She told me I should do what I had to do, that you shouldn't wait dinner for her. Oh, okay. She told me about the hair too, but I must admit, quite a shock. Quiet for a while, carefully avoiding each other's gaze. Finally Frank breaks the silence. Takes a deep breath and spits out. Don't like the situation one bit. Can't go on any longer. I know I probably forced your hand when I moved into the village without consulting you. Besides, I've been acting strange since I came here. Get out of my house, I don't want to get back together. I don't want to lose you, to be honest. But I don't want to lose you. Oh, now you don't want to lose me. What did you think, Daphne? I would stay quietly at your feet, just waiting for you to throw me a bone? You wanted to give us a chance. You should have behaved different. How? I literally did everything in my might that we get back together. Well, almost. I might have dated another guy on the side, but I still want you, like you're the perfect man for us. Right. We have I'm so sorry. Oh. Should I say I'm so sorry or you're right, I've behaved badly. So sorry. Just break everything I touch. No way. You think weeping over me with your scared puppy dog eyes will help? You better think again. First there's this Maltaire guy. I'm not blind. I can see you've been dancing around each other right from the start. Not my fault? It's not my fault he decided to flirt with me. Not your fault. You're telling me you didn't lead him on? That you didn't even encourage him? I have barely 2 hours ago and the Bertines already told me he spent it the night at the castle. Oh. Well, we might have fucked him. I forgot about it a little bit, but also I didn't expect them to tell him that. And why would they tell him that? Especially without my consent. Why? Like, you're retired. Keep your mouth shut. You're my property. Ugh. Quick. But oh, and that's not all. To think you made me go to that cocktail. Just to send me back to the castles and I would be out of the way for you to flirt with the witch. That's not how it happened at all, actually. I actually needed you. I needed your help. I needed your help desperately. Bro. Oh, he was drunk and he kissed me and I needed help. And you weren't there to help me, you fucking douchebag. You fucking idiot. Like, he forced himself onto me and you didn't help me? You didn't even react. You didn't punch him in the face or anything. You idiot. Bro, why did I wanna go with Frank now? Like, come on, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Yes, I know about your kiss. The whole village is talking about it, as you might have guessed. You were there. You could have stopped him. Like, bro. That is literally what I'm saying. I needed your help. Just a man forcing himself on a woman? Oh, I'm just gonna watch. Oh, and if he would have tried to... Well, I'm gonna say it this way. And if he would have tried to me, you would have still watched. Like, what? Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. I needed your help so desperately in that situation, and you were not there for me. Really? Going to blame me for this one? Yes! Absolutely. From what I heard in the village, you were flirting with him long before the cocktail party. Never mind. Just a drop in the ocean anyway. Besides this curse thing with Miss Lavec, the poor woman. How could I know what would happen? Doesn't matter if I believe in it or not, but the Daphne I used to know would never have frightened anyone with the threat of a curse. Because it's all gone to your head. The inheritance, the castle. Sure that deep down inside you like letting people believe you're a witch. So what? Why do you care? Changed. Even the way you look. I don't recognize you anymore. The way you dress. Side part in your hair. And before you say anything, no, there's nothing to do with your grey hair, okay? It's not you, Daphne. An awkward silence. Tears in my eyes. Bang seems to be deep in thought as if weighing up the pros and cons. My man ease becomes unbearable. Finally speak, telling him. Stay? Please? Stay. Sorry? Please don't leave me. Why am I still trying this, by the way? Why am I still trying this? I should have probably told him to piss off, but... I mean... I assume Daphne stars on his Taurus because I'm like a Taurus right now. I'm just... I mean a Taurus... No, I'm not a Taurus right now. Taurus would never ask someone to stay. Okay, I'm star sign Sunny Wolf. I'm just being an idiot, but still. Please don't leave me. I've been stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. Will you forgive me? He hesitates for a while, and then the hammer falls. No, I'm sorry. We're done, you and I. Stands up and looks down on me with contempt. Goodbye, Daphne. I wish you'd show you of it all. Castle in Maltaeus, a witchcraft stories. And he leaves the room. And I hear the engine of the van disappear in the distance. I'm struck by the conviction that I will never see him again. Stay alone in the living room, dumbstruck for a long time after Frank has left. And without warning, burst into tears. How can he be so cruel? Look on how much he could hurt me. Blame me for impressing my legacy, my roots. So much intolerance. How can you think it's my fault if I'm different? If I'm actually a witch? When the tears finally stop, I pour myself a glass of white wine from the fridge and decided to serve a cigarette to calm my nerves. As I walk across the house, I realize Mother has made herself scarce. I don't know whether I should be grateful, blame her for avoiding the situation. You can't pretend to not know that I'm there when each of my steps is followed by the clunk of my walking stick on the old wooden floors. Go to my bedroom to get my cigarettes, light one up and let myself slump at the foot of the bed, in front of the mirror. The image reflects that of a pale young woman, frail and lost looking, those grey hairs. Suddenly, I come to the decision that my hair can't stay this way, that I have to do something about it. Right now we're gonna color it black, like the witch things and stuff, yeah. With the black dress and so on. Going to the bathroom to search around frantically, certainly that I've seen at some point a couple of boxes of hair dye. A few minutes later I find them at the back of a drawer. Probably my grandmother's store. The label says jet black permanent dye. That's perfect. Exactly what I need to show the rest of the world that I belong to the Delatour family and embrace my status of witch. Follow the instructions, applying the colored paste and rinsing thoroughly at the end of processing time. Quick blow dry later, my auburn and white hair has become a shiny uniform black, color of a crow's wing. The new look hardens my features a little and gives the illusion that my complexion is paler. I'm inspecting my reflection. I realize with satisfaction that the image I see is, in every aspect, identical to the one that appeared to me in my dream several times during these last months. I get up early the next morning, a long day ahead of me. To talk to Stan, now that Frank has left, with a lot of discuss. Start by giving him a call, asking him to meet me at the cafe in the village late in the afternoon. Then I'll retire to the tower to read the archives, the wells of wisdom waiting to deliver the secrets to me. At the end of the afternoon, I take my car to meet Stan at the cafe. Sitting in a corner and there's a large backpack on the floor next to him. He's reading a book, but he glances at the room at regular intervals. He catches my eye, but goes straight back to his book. As he hasn't recognized me from walking stick in my jet black hair. I sit across from him. Hello, Stan. Oh, Daphne. I'm sorry. Didn't recognize you. What happened to your leg? I hurt myself. An accident in the forest. Wouldn't have been serious except I fell in freezing water. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you okay? What about your hair? I dyed it. My hair turned a bit white after the accident. Besides, since everyone's so sure I'm rich, I thought I'd choose an appropriate color. I nodded at his backpack. Going somewhere? No, not by choice. I don't know what happened between you and Eves, but he was seriously pissed. He threw me out in disgrace. I'm about to speak, but Stan continues. I assume he didn't want to meet up just to listen to me complaining. Did you talk to Frank? Yes. Stan. He left. Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe it's my fear of being alone, so I'm just playing as an absolute toy in this game, but I can't have Frank, I'm just gonna go with him instead. His face lights up a mixture of incredulity and joy. Really? Does that mean you and I can move on together? I'm at the crossroads. The second time in the year my ex just left me for good. That is not. Nope. 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 No. 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 Now you're lying to yourself. The first time you left him for good, not he. You left him for good. After everything that happened, and I feel like that was your biggest mistake, cause from what you told us, Bro Frank was the perfect man. Should have like Frank tried his best. Not gonna lie. But hey, we don't want to be alone, so we're just gonna go with it. Could start something serious if Stanislas. I can see that's what he's hoping for. Considering his circumstances, it would mean asking him to move in at the castle. Am I ready to do that? Move in with Stan. Come live with me. The castle. Oh, I'm so evil. I am so evil. I cheated on my... Bro, my cane is, by the way, just flying on the screen. Here, look at that. It's just... whoosh. Anyway, I just cheated on the man I love with him. He heard about it and so on, and yeah. Well, since I couldn't have Frank, I'm just gonna take Stan. I'm such a horde in this game. Why? That's not who I am. Or is it just what I'm trying to tell myself? Well, I want to kill his family, so getting together with him doesn't make any sense. Nothing I do in this gameplay, this playthrough, walkthrough, whatever you call it, this Let's Play makes any sense. I've gotta admit, it's just... yeah, just doesn't make any sense. Just waiting for the one word from me. Stan pushes aside the table that separates us and pulls me into an ardent kiss. What are we waiting for? Let's go. pays the bill, and a few minutes later we're home for to start a new chapter of our story. What's our mom gonna think about that? Bro, there's so many things. What are Sivad and the lady are gonna think about it? The boy teens? And also our mom. Like, oh, this is gonna make things super awkward. Like, super awkward. Like, his family is evil. Our mother's like, the family is evil. And we're just like, oh, by the way, we're fucking him. And he's moving in with us now. Like, what? It's crazy. The holiday season arrived fast. Spent it at home with Mom and the Bertines. Mom wasn't happy about Stan moving into the castle, but he put forth all his efforts to win her over, and now she tolerates him being in the same room. Yves Maltaire hasn't shown up, not since he came to present his offer to me when Mom got in the way of his plans. I decided not to worry about it for the time being. Need time to get my head around everything I've learned. I spent most of my time in the tower, learning about my family's fascinating past and the history of the area. I'm glad now that I've warded through several years of Latin at high school, even if I'd never have guessed it would be useful in such unlikely circumstances. Stories inside the illuminated books are quite captivating, especially everything that refers to the source and those who covered it. Still have the strange dreams, but they're different now. Still in the forest, there's no more pool, no more sphinx. Perhaps because of all that has already happened? Each time the dream ends with my encounter with the strange beast, we watch each other. I feel like it's trying to tell me something, but it can't speak. If it wanted something from me, then it turns away, disappears into the bushes. Chapter 6, January. Alright. For the video watchers, that's where we're gonna end it. And for the stream viewers, even though we're not streaming, we're gonna continue the story. So I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, have a great one.